travelers, welcome once more to my realm, my slice of existence, you could say. The realm in between the dream world, the sleeping world, and the waking world. And today, oh, do I have a story to tell. Now, this story is a tale of war, of conquerors, of aliens, of invasion, of fear. Yanderes, of course. Manipulation, murder, refugees, and crossovers. Also, this story is one of the ways how I can torture the absolute F out of. Also, in this story, I'm torturing the absolute F out of a jerk. Hold on. Alright, sorry about that. Let us begin with our tale. We begin on a pink, well, not a pink world, more like a collapsing dimension of chaos. A dimension thrown into war. As we see two beings, both wearing black, gold, and white clothes. Those with pink skin and black and red eyes. Walk in front of what appears to be a giant exploding warcraft. And a giant warcraft. As the shorter one then points her finger out and says, "Obliterate." As suddenly a large black and red crimson orb of energy is created out of her finger and is sent hurling towards the warcraft, instantly disintegrating it in an awesome explosion. As the taller one would then say, "Look alive, Mina." The special guests have arrived. As we see out of nowhere, two men appear, here through a portal. Yes, you probably know who these dudes are. Yeah, this is the dude I wanted to torture. Reason being, this guy said he could beat my father in a fight, so I'm using my ability to beat his arse. For those who don't know, my ability, I am known as the Scribe of Worlds, of existences. My ability is to basically narrate something and it actually happens. Meaning all these stories I tell are happening as we are speaking in parallel dimensions. But this guy said that he could beat my father in a fight with one hand. He couldn't. But he's still angry about it, so he says that he did. Even though he lost his arm fighting my dad. But anyways, back to the conversation. Anywho, the two warriors then say, and the two beings then say, Majins. Huh? What an What an unexpected flea, said the human-looking one, as the other one then said, I know, Raggy. I know, Raggy. Let's roar them. Roar they can, run. World. Translation of Scooby. I know, Shaggy. Let's destroy them before they can attack other worlds. As the two zoomed forward to attack the Majins, when the tallest Majin, 21, also known as the Queen of the Majins, then held out her finger and said, I don't think so, blasting a beam of pink energy at the warriors. For those who don't know what this beam does, well, watch here. Hold on. This is pretty much what it does. Poof. She blasted this ray at Shaggy and Scooby. And then, poof. Right on the ground, there it was. 2 cupcakes. A brown one and a green one. The Queen then said, All right, Mina, now observe carefully. These two are some of the strongest beings out there ever. So, let's gobble them up quickly so we can gain their powers. And so we can gain all of their power, energy, and skills. And she would then say, Now, I, being the already stronger one, will devour the brown one. Will devour the brown cupcake. You, being the weaker, will devour the green one. The green one is stronger than the brown one. The green one was stronger than the brown one, so it's only fair that we balance things out. Isn't that right, daughter? As Majin Mina, yes, that's her name, would then say, Yes, mother. The two would then grab the cupcakes and would devour them whole, instantly squealing in happiness and excitement, as they would then say, Yum! What delectable flavors! Yum, yum, yum! I would have to rate it an infinity out of 10. As Mina would then say, I'd have to say the same, mother. These were delicious, delectable. As the Queen, as 21, would then say, You hear that? Ladies? We have conquered. We have devoured, or both, Shaggy and Norville Rogers. A being with almost limitless skill and power. And Scoobert, another being with almost limitless power. Both of them could defeat Goku, Beerus, Vegeta, the Omni King, and all of the angels with only one hand. And with just their forehead. With all of their arms and legs tied up, even. The very fact that we've accomplished this wonderful feat shows that we now have the power to escape this wretched dimension, dimensional prison and devour more worlds. Soon, not even God, not even, soon, not even the most powerful of races of any kind will be able to beat us. Anodites, weak. Celestial sapiens even will be no match to our unlimited power. As then, all of the female Majins, which there's about 1,000,000, a trillion of, would all begin cheering and yelling. As she would then say, but first, let the festivities begin. As she would then open her palm, as the whole dimension would begin, and shifting around, as we go 1 hour ago into MHA. Backstory on Deku. Deku is a half-human, half-Jackalorian. No, I did not say Jack-o'-lantern. I said Jackalorian. Allow me to explain. Izuku's father is a Jackalorian, a jackal-like creature, the strongest of all the alien species. Of course, they were all friggin' wiped out because they were feared for their potential power. Reason being, they pretty much had the powers to manipulate the codes of existence, pretty much. Not like a video game, but they quite literally had the power to do anything they effing wanted. Which is why, like 1,000,000,000 different races teamed up to kill them. Izuku was left as a half-breed. His father, Hizashi, was actually a full breed. Who was dying of old age. Izuku's father actually made quite the name for himself. Back in the old days, he was called Anubis. Other times, he was called Set. Other times, he was called Old Chaos. Other times, he was called Apophis or Ra. Or Bastet, even. Yes, some dum-dums mixed him up with a cat. More than once. As we go to Izuku, who is sitting in his classroom, everything's well, and it's his classroom, it's high school, UA, and his teacher, and today Ashido-san is gone. Strange, right? She's always there on time. Weird. She said, but before she left, which was the day yesterday before, she said that she had some important family business to take care of. Whatever that meant. Izuku was staring out the window like an anime protagonist always does. Before something epic happens. As then, Aizawa would then say, Midoriya, please pay attention. As Izuku would then say, sorry Aizawa. As he'd then say, it's alright. Now anyways, back to what I was saying, as suddenly everything would begin to shake, as if the entire planet was shaking like an earthquake. As the sky appeared to begin ripping, as Aizawa then said, "What the heck? What the hell?" As the sky then ripped open, revealing what could be only guessed as a pink and green chaotic dimension, overrun with chaos and doom. And Aizawa would then say, "What is that? Someone using the kid just to activate their quirk or something?" Or as suddenly there would be a large, maniacal laugh, which everyone would hear, as it would then, as suddenly appeared to be a trillion and different women in what appeared to be robes and strange garments of clothing would fly out of this tear in the sky as they would all begin, and as they'd all just be floating in the sky, not even attacking, looking like they were waiting for something. As then the last two walk out of the rift and walk out of the tear in the sky, revealing themselves to be Mina and 21. As Aizawa would then say, "Hold on, is that Mina?" As Izuku would then say, "I think it is, but strange. Why does Mina have a tail? What are those clothes? And who's that woman next to her? Are all these people her family, or are they clones?" Izuku said in confusion. As suddenly, like a loudspeaker turned on, the entire world. Hold on. Sorry about that. Anyways, as it seemed like an entire giant loudspeaker, and like there was loudspeakers everywhere on Earth, as suddenly an echoing, booming voice would then say, "Greetings, beings of the third dimension. We are the Majin race. We are here to take over your world, turn most of you into candy, and devour you whole. But do not be alarmed, those that survive will probably have either A, a gruesome death, B, eternal enslavement, or C, have to migrate to another planet. We mean you no harm, we come in peace, but your world is ours. Goodbye," as the entire audio thing would turn off, as sudden as for a whole 10 seconds, the Earth was silent. And then, everyone started flipping out. As 21 would then say, "Well, I guess our message to at least cause them to not flip out did the exact opposite." As Mina would then say, "Yes, Mother, that was quite an idiotic thing. Humans here are terrified of anything they don't know about." Hold on. Sorry about that. As Mina would then say, now, begin the attack on 3. 1, 2, as all trillion of the Majin would then and raise their arms for battle, while preparing their strongest attacks. I should then say, 3, attack! And suddenly, it would be like a giant swarm of pink, just attacking in random places on the planet. Causing as much chaos and destruction as possible, really. As we go to Deku, who is still in class, but a bit freaked out, as he then says, okay, so, Ashido-san is a alien. And a planet-conquering one. That was not expected. As then Aizawa says, I don't get paid enough to deal with this crap. As Izuku then runs out of the class and runs outside. As Izuku then says, hey, Ashido-san! Ashido-san! As Mina notices her false alias and says, huh? Izuku? As 21 then says, Mina, who is this? Yes. As she then says, oh, Mom, this is Izuku, a kid in my, human class. He's actually really smart and really strong. Plus, I'm pretty sure he isn't fully human. As 21 would then say, Well then, I'm intrigued. Can you come a bit closer? As Mina would then say, Zuko, do you mind coming a bit closer? As Zuko would walk up a couple of feet closer and would say, I'm here, now what do you want? As 21 would then say, my, he's not a bad specimen to look at all. As Mina would then say, I know. It's a shame that he will be lost after the chaos of the invasion. As 21 would then say, but what if he wasn't? What if, say, we were to, hold on, as Izuku would then say, oh no you don't, as he would then reel his fist back and try to attack them. Of course, he would be flung to the side like a friggin' side piece.
That's what I meant. So sweet and nice.
Sorry about that. As Deku would have been flung to the side like a side piece. Like Code from Boruto trying to sneak up on Jigen. Yeah, just ouch for Code. As Izuku would then say, ugh! Come here and die! Hi, stop attacking this world, you aliens! As Mina would then say, Mother, it appears he isn't even trying to harm us. As Izuku said, what do you mean I'm not trying? I'm using everything I have. Izuku said, sounding like he was out of breath. As 21 would then say, wait a minute, let me take a closer look at the boy. Ah, yes, the gray and white ears, the red eyes. eyes, the white hair. Ah, I understand what this boy is a half-breed of. A Jackalorean. Some of them have actually been mistaken for gods, but have welcomely accepted the title. Like, actually out in person, accepted the title of being a god. Meaning, they are powerful AF. As Izuku would then say, What are you talking about? As Mina would then say, it appears he might need something to jumpstart him. Hold on. Sorry about that. As Mina would then say, it appears we might have to force the power out of him. As 21 would then say, I like the way you think, daughter. As the two would then rush at Deku and would begin blasting at him with energy beams and energy blasts of all kinds. As Izuku... Hold on. Alright, sorry about that. As the two would begin full-on blastering, I mean beat-downing this fool, as Deku would try blocking everything with his fists. By the way, I forgot to mention, Deku is quirkless. He does not have one for all in this, since he is literally a half-alien. Although he hasn't exactly awoken any overpowered abilities. Yet. The two would begin eating the crap out of Deku until 21 would then grab him by the neck, would fly up about 10 miles above the ground level, and would literally throw him down with all of her might, creating a large crater. As we see Izuku battered down, bloody, on the ground, looking like he's about to die, when suddenly he sees something. A flash in his mind. Something strange. He sees a world that is covered in black and violet light, shrouded in darkness with only what appears to be a hot pink glow peeking out. He then sees something giant slithering in the darkness, as it then charges at him. Izuku then jolts awake, as his body begins morphing, changing. His ears begin turning metallic. His hair begins and becoming 1,000 times longer. His entire biological makeup begins morphing until he turns into this. A giant beast. Beast-looking form. As 21 then says, and there it is, Mina, the true form of a Jackalorean. And that form alone is what gives them the title of the strongest alien race. And he's not bad on the eyes either, in his halfling form. Perhaps we could spare him Perhaps we could spare him, As Mina would then say, sure, mother, sure, mother. As Izuku would then rush at the two and would begin firing in hot pink and sort of violet ruby red energy beams out of his palms, mouth, eyeballs, and even chest. As he would begin and throwing giant orbs of ruby red and of violet and black energy. His hair would begin moving around with what appeared to be pink orbs at the end of each long strand. The pink orbs would then fire actual lasers from them, causing total chaos and massive damage to the two. As Mina would then say, holy cow, mother, you are not joking. You are not joking. But he still is nowhere matching to us with the newfound power we've gained. As 21 would then say, while it may seem like that, there's one thing I forgot to mention about Jackalorians. The longer they fight, the stronger they get. Meaning, if this fight goes on any longer, he'll keep on getting powerful. As Izuku would begin and manipulating his limbs, creating hundreds of creating 10 large black, sort of inky arms, dripping with also sort of ruby or hot pink, ink-colored liquid dripping from them, as his own rib cage would begin piercing out in what appeared to be hot pink-colored crystallized liquid. As a deafening roar would be heard from Deku, shaking the entire battleground. As then 21 would say, it appears it's already happening. He's getting stronger and stronger the more he keeps on fighting. We have no choice but to end the fun so soon. Maybe otherwise it would take about another 20 minutes. As Mina and her mother would rush at Deku, creating each a large 3-story building tall, all and in diameter sphere of black and red energy. As they would then basically be supermassive Rasengan Deku. As Deku's large, monstrous form would have been knocked out, causing his body to revert back to its humanoid form. As he would begin falling through the sky, falling down, 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 and falling and causing a giant crater. As Mina and 21 would then float over to Deku, as 21 would then use telekinesis, which she had gained from devouring a person with telekinesis. Yes, you probably know where I'm going with this. For those who understand the comments, let me just say large broccoli. For those who don't get it, pretty much 21 turned Inko into a cupcake and devoured her. Yeah. As she would then begin using telekinesis to cause Deku to float behind her. As the two would then float over to what could be only guessed as the remnants of UA. Now being terraformed into what could only be guessed as a palace or base of some kind. And that is where I'm ending this part off. I hope you all have enjoyed part 0 of What If MHA was invaded by aliens. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Tell me what's the next video you want in the comments. If you want another part, hit those notifications. See you later. Goodbye, and skadoosh.